the woman I would have become. In the heart of Umedike, a village known for its thick palm groves and rhythmic evenings of folk songs, my story began. I was the pride of my family, the daughter every mother prayed for and every father boasted about. My mother, Nena, would always say, "Ada, your destiny is as bright as the morning sun. Stay focused and remember where you come from." Her words echoed like a melody I didn't realize would one day haunt me. I had dreams, not of cities filled with blinding lights and towering buildings, but of a simple, happy life. I dreamed of marrying a kind man, raising children who would know the joy of honesty, and growing old with stories worth telling. But one mistake, one foolish decision, shattered the foundation of my dreams. It started with Nkem, my childhood friend. Nkem was beautiful, clever, and full of stories about life beyond the red soil parts of Umedike. She had returned from Lagos, her skin glowing and her clothes shimmering with wealth. She walked like someone who had conquered life, her perfume lingering long after she left the room. She was my friend, how could I not admire her? When she visited my father's compound, she spoke of a world where women didn't pound yam or fetch water from the stream. "Ada," she said one evening as we sat under the Udola tree, "you are wasting your beauty here. Look at you, tall, graceful, with eyes that can melt a man's heart. Do you want to end up like your mother, hunched over a grinding stone, living a life of endless chores?" I should have walked away. I should have clung to my mother's words and my father's pride in me. But Nkem's voice was sweet poison. She spoke of money, of men who would shower me with gifts, of places where women wore silk instead of wrappers and ate food served on golden plates. "Come with me to Lagos," she whispered. "We will be queens." I left. It was the night of the new moon. My father had just returned from the village square, his laughter filling the compound as he recounted stories from the elders. My mother was in the kitchen, her hands covered in flour as she prepared my favorite dish. I didn't say goodbye. I only left a note. In Lagos, the city dazzled like a deceptive jewel. Skyscrapers kissed the clouds, cars roared through the streets like thunder, and the air was thick with the scent of fried akara and ambition. Nkem took me to a house filled with women as beautiful as she was. They laughed and danced with men who wore suits that glimmered like gold. At first, it was enchanting. Men bought me dresses, shoes that pinched my toes but made me feel important, and jewelry that sparkled like stars. I learned to paint my face with powders and lipsticks, to smile even when my heart ached, and to laugh at jokes that were far from funny. But beneath the glitter, there was darkness. The first time I felt fear was when Chief Okochukwu, a man old enough to be my grandfather, touched me without asking. I looked at Nkem, but she only smiled and said, "This is how it works, Ada. Smile and endure. Wealth has its price." I wanted to run. I wanted to scream. But pride kept me silent. I had left my family for this life, I couldn't return with stories of shame. So, I endured. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The gifts came less frequently. The smiles of the men turned to frowns, their touches rougher, their words harsher. Nkem was no longer my friend. She had become my rival, her eyes filled with jealousy as younger, more naive girls arrived. Then came the sickness. It started as a fever, burning through my body like a forest fire. The doctor spoke in hushed tones, their words heavy with pity. Nkem avoided me, her once loving eyes now cold with fear of contagion. The men stopped coming. The friends vanished. I was alone. One rainy night, I found myself on a street corner, my feet bare and my body trembling. The rain soaked through my clothes, clinging to my skin like a shroud. I thought of my mother's warm embrace, my father's laughter, and the smell of freshly pounded yam. I thought of the woman I would have become if I had stayed in Umedike, a woman of dignity, a wife, a mother, a daughter my parents could be proud of. Tears mixed with rain as I stumbled through the streets, my vision blurred by regret. I longed for the red soil of my village, the simple joy of watching the sun rise over the palm trees, and the safety of my father's compound. When I finally returned to Umedike, I was a ghost of the girl who had left. My father was thinner, his hair grayer, and my mother's eyes carried the weight of silent suffering. They welcomed me without words, their hearts too full of pain and love to speak. My mother held me close, her arms around my frail body. "You are home, Ada," she whispered. "You are home." But I was not the woman I would have become. That woman had died the night I left. In her place stood a broken soul, scarred by choices and chained by regret. Every day, I kneel by my father's grave, my tears watering the soil as I pray for forgiveness. I hear my mother's voice in the wind, a reminder of the girl I was and the lessons I had forgotten. I live now with the memory of what was lost and the hope that my story will serve as a warning to others. For the road of greed is paved with sorrow, and the cost of forgetting where you come from is more than any heart can bear. The woman I would have become still lives in my dreams. She smiles at me with the innocence I abandoned, her hands clean, her heart pure. But I am a lesson, a tale of caution whispered under the udala tree when the moon is full and the stars bear witness to the folly of ambition. The end.